Market cap paints the complete picture and represents the true worth of cryptocurrencies. It's an important metric that helps show cryptocurrency's growth and how it compares to competing crypto assets. And one of the things that we also look at is the total crypto market. And it looks like the total crypto market cap looks ready to roll over. A lot of market participants are sidelined in stables after a large impulse. Real quick, we'll talk about the cryptocurrency market caps on coinmarketcap.com. Our total market cap is $993 billion. We're just under 1 trillion. You have Bitcoin in its 7-day is up 21%, flat on the 24-hour, slightly up though. You have Ethereum 17.9, almost 18% up on the 7-day. We're sitting just over 1,500. BNB back over 300. You have Cardano just under 35 cents. I think 35 cents is going to be a strong resistance point that we're going to have to get over. And your Polygon again just under $1. Same thing. Psychological $1 mark. Any whole number is very hard to get over and very hard to hold. And it's actually really surprising that we are staying here. And that shows a lot of momentum and volume that wants to push Polygon up to $1 and over. There's also a lot of positive news. They just finished their upgrade. Some people are saying we're about to roll over and maybe we do see some more lows, or maybe this is the bottom. Bitcoin's 2-week MACD just crossed over. This signaled the end of the bear market last cycle and then the start of a massive bull run on the second crossover. You can see here where it crossed over last time for a 242% gain with a accumulation point, and then another cross with a 652% gain. This is our first cross, and this is probably going to show us, and we could hope for another 240% gain, maybe back up into the 30,000s. I know some people are calling for 35,000. And so if we can get back up into the 35,000 mark, and then you have a slight accumulation, and then maybe even a slight down, and then you have another capitulation point into the real peak bull cycle with the halving. Now, usually we'll say 100 days after the halving, you peak out and then you go into alt season. Now, you're going to see alts also move up through the bull run with Bitcoin, but usually what happens is people buy Bitcoin in times of stress, in times of uncertainty, and as it peaks, they sell and then they get into altcoins, Ethereum, Cardano, BNB. And then those start to on their own run. And that's when they sell, and then you see another bull cycle or a bear cycle, sorry. MVRV Z-Score is a Bitcoin chart that uses blockchain analysis to identify periods where Bitcoin is extremely over or undervalued relative to its fair value. Market value, which is the blue line in that chart, will go back to the current price of Bitcoin multiplied by the number of coins in circulation. This is like market cap. Realized value, which is the orange line, rather than taking the current price of Bitcoin, realized value takes the price of each Bitcoin when it was last moved, the last time it was sent to another wallet, sold, or have you. In doing so, it strips out the short-term market sentiment that we have within the market value metric. It takes out some of the volatility, some of the peaks. It smooths out that line. The Z-Score, which is the red line, a standard deviation test that pulls out the extremes in the data between market value and realized value. So you can see it here. So we went slightly out of it, but we're back in that red zone. You see the orange line. We're actually at lows where Bitcoin hasn't moved for a long time. And then your blue line is the realized cap. Now, how can this be used? It's been very effective in identifying periods where market value is moving unusually high above its realized value. These periods are highlighted by the Z-Score, red line, entering the pink box and indicating the top market cycles. It has been able to pick the market high of each cycle within 2 weeks. Let's go back to this chart. So you can see this last peak, very close to the top. And you have here, we actually went above, and that was our peak. And that's what they're saying. This is used to find the peak in the coming up cycle. So of course this moves, right? As our market cap moves, it'll be adjusted up for the next bull cycle. And this is how we could find the top coming into, like I said, it's 100 days or so after we have, and we'll go over Bitcoin halving. Usually 100 days, historical data. Don't hold me to it, but historically 100 or so days after we go through the halving, we go into a massive parabolic move with Bitcoin, which we didn't really get. We didn't go to blow off top this past cycle. And this will help us find the top if you hold Bitcoin and you want to sell out and hold to buy back in at other lows. You can use historical data to kind of give you an idea. And that's what some of these BitBoy crypto does. Everything's charted based off of its 4-year cycle. Historically, it's been pretty accurate. So real quick, we're going to look at the Bitcoin chart itself. This is the daily chart, and you can see we are still butting up against that resistance line that we drew the other day, our resistance area, so to speak, since we have 2 lines. Sometimes if we have bigger wicks over here, I like to draw more of a area, and you can see your wicks have even gone into this slightly above, but we haven't quite broken through. Once we see a break of this area, I think that's when we see our move up into the 25K range, and into the 30,000 plus. And then I foresee a little bit of accumulation period. Historically, that's been proven to be how usually Bitcoin works. People start taking profits. People bought in at 15,000, rode it up to 30, and they're selling out for twice as much, for a 2x gain, right? So don't be afraid to take profits. If you're doing your TA, if you're doing your research with your macro analysis and your economics, and you think, oh, I have a chance to buy in cheaper, sell, take your profits. I'm always pro profit. We don't want to just hodl through these extreme peaks. If you can time the market, if you can get in now, then that gives you the best opportunity to time the market to realize profits. On that note, talking about realizing profits, if you've enjoyed this video, give it a like. Subscribe to my channel if you would. If you've enjoyed these videos and you feel like you've learned something, hit that subscribe button. It helps me out. Again, I'm a small channel and I just enjoy doing this. Thank you.